Good morning. I wanted to spend this dashboard confessional talking with you about what we call the Facebook effect. Many of you might be familiar with Google's PageRank. This is the secret sauce algorithm that serves up things that are relevant to your search. And in doing so, Google would compare the links on these pages with the links on that page and try to come up with the most popular links, the most authoritative links for a particular subject. Well, EdgeRank is really similar. It's Facebook's algorithm. And what EdgeRank does is it takes the, let's say, 1,000 people you're connected to, and it finds those that you interact with more frequently, the ones that you share more edges with when it comes to topics, the people that like things that you like, and the people that comment on things that you comment, and the people who share the same kinds of things and links that you do on Facebook. The danger here, though, is that while you might be connected to 1,000 people on Facebook, you might really only be seeing the posts and the comments from 100, 150, 200 people. Those people are given priority because of their EdgeRank, and it's really important for Facebook to do this because it makes it more sticky. If it can surround you with the comments and the perspectives of the people that you seem to be most interested in, well, it makes the experience more enjoyable for you. So the theory goes. However, there's an unintended consequence. When you have a bunch of people who tend to be surrounded by the same ideas and the same agreements and the same philosophies, then it creates an illusion of consensus. You might be connected to 1,000 people, and it might seem like everybody that you're connected to thinks the same things that you do, but it may not be true. And this is where it gets really dangerous. We live in a time when we, as media consumers, can pick and choose from our sources at will. And for the most part, we've done a pretty poor job of it. We haven't picked in a balanced way. We pick those news sources, whether it's networks or news sites or blogs or Huffington Post or National Review Online, whatever it might be, that agree with us already. And that's dangerous when you're only getting part of the information that could be very useful for you in a number of ways. What it does to us as a society, though, is it segments it further. And one of the things that's really got me ranting right now are the people who are cutting off other people based on disagreements. Whether it's unfriending from Facebook, unfollowing from Twitter, or just shutting people out of their lives because, how dare you think such a thing? Well, I've got news for you. Maybe your perspective isn't as popular as you think it is based on all of your Facebook friends. After all, if they all agree with you, then everybody must agree with me. I've got news for you, though. There are a lot of people out there who have good, solid, informed opinions, and they might not agree with you. It could just be that they hold a different core value than you do. As it turns out, there are a lot of people who are liberals out there, who might be American Democrats, have very progressive ideals, and you know what? They're not part of this secret underground conspiracy to ruin America and drag us into a communist paradigm. I've got news for you, too. There are a lot of Christian conservatives out there that are not trying to establish a theocracy, and they're not trying to beat you over the head with their God. They're just doing what they think is right. And for the most part, they want to be left alone with the way they worship. And I've got another piece of news for you. There's not a collective mass of Tea Partiers out there that's trying to drag down the entire system and destroy America just to make a point. There is a group of people who seems to think that, well, maybe spending's gotten out of control and we need to limit it and rein it in and we need to show some fiscal discipline. They don't think that it would be great to strip away social programs and throw poor people on the street and make people starve. That's not the intent at all. But when you surround yourself by people who agree with you and read the same things that you do, then it creates the illusion that the other guy is evil or greedy or stupid or just a blind sheep being led around by puppet masters. Life is more complicated than that. And maybe, just maybe, the next time you run across one of those links from National Review or Huffington Post or MSNBC or FoxNews.com, maybe instead of deciding before you click on it whether you will agree with it or disagree with it, why don't you read it first? And why don't you read it with an open mind? And then if you decide to disagree with it, go right ahead.